Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment for coaching my links are down below. In today's video, we will be talking all about anger and awakening. How sometimes when you awaken to certain higher truths, it can make you angry. You may develop a certain hate for this earth experience. You just want this jaunt to end. But I'll also talk about how to overcome that. Because you can overcome that. Believe you me, bro, I've been there. If that sounds good to you, I would like to ask that you like this video, subscribe if you're new, and if you see the option, I would like to also ask that you hype up this video for your boy. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Alright, so let me give you guys some backstory into my spiritual journey. It's not going to be too long. All I want to say is before I was spiritual, right? Right before becoming spiritual, I was more of an atheist. I thought that there ain't no higher shit. This is all just some random stuff. Ain't no God, ain't no divine, nothing like that, right? I wasn't with that. Mainly because my mindset before was more Christian. Like I never really went to church. My parents ain't really forced that on me. That's kind of I just like, yo, there's a God exists, and I guess that's what a Christian is. You believe in God, right? This is what I thought. So with that being said, right, over time in my life, I went through various things where I said, nigga, if God is real, he don't fuck with me. Actually, God's not real at all. Fuck that shit, right? And I became more of an atheist. Now, when this happened, right, I didn't realize it at the period of time, but I was a little bit miserable. Like I wouldn't call it a depression, but like I had no purpose for life. If that just to keep it simple, like that. Like I started hanging with the wrong people. I started drinking. I would even come to high school like drunk. Not it wasn't like every day. I probably came drunk like maybe 3 times. I was never like overly drunk though, but I definitely was doing that. I would come to school and like I'd have some lick and I'd be sipping that joint. One time we had a pep rally, bro, and me and some of my old boys were like, "Yeah, we gonna sip during the pep rally, bro." We was lit. I ain't gonna lie. That was horrible though. Um, I'd be drinking at the crowd. I was never like a heavy drinker, but this is when I got into drinking just a little bit, right? I never really was addicted to alcohol. Luckily, that was never my thing, but I was smoking a whole bunch. You feel me? Of course, after I became spiritual, I was still smoking too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that nothing's wrong with weed, although now I don't do that shit. At least for a year, I will not be doing that. No shrooms, no weed, no nothing. I'm not gonna be doing none of that ish. You know what I'm saying? The most of my takes a supplement, like some maca root or like some bacopa. You know what I'm saying? Niggas not doing no like psychedelics, no stimulants, nothing like that though. You know what I'm saying? No psychoactive substances. I'm not doing that. I'm going through certain training, and that's just gonna fuck up everything. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely have had very spiritual experiences off substances. My main point is just the fact that before I became spiritual, right? I was kind of just floating inside this bitch, and I was just hanging with all the wrong people, doing all the wrong shit. Luckily, at some point, I became aware that there is a divinity within inside this experience, right? I'm saying that because at first everything was great. I'm like, yo, this is lit. We meditate out here, bro. I feel so good. It's all love. It's all light. And then I started learning about all of the evil shit that takes place with inside of this earth. I learned about the different control structures. I learned about, the whole entire soul trap stuff, you know what I'm saying? What that really like I was tapping into a lot of that stuff, and that shit made me pissed. Now, keep in mind as a kid, bro, I used to get like when I got mad, bro, I used to get fucking mad. And I actually forgot that I was like that as a kid until I went through certain shit in my life, like during my spiritual because I mean, there's all different kinds of spiritual awakenings. We can awaken to new things all the time, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, as I was having awakenings geared more towards the evil truths of this reality, that anger was coming back. I was starting to get pissed. And um I started experiencing certain things that made me feel very limited. Um I started hating Earth. I'm like, yo, fuck this shit, bro. I just want to get up off this bitch, bro. I'm tired of this shit, bro. fuck this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be so real with y'all right now, right? I'm mainly here now just to serve my purpose. Now, if the earth went to shit, I promise you, bro, I'm just gonna meditate, leave my body, and never come back. Like I would just leave and never come back. You know, and when I say that, right, because when you leave your body, you're gonna tend to get pulled back. You know what I'm saying? But if you master shit to a certain extent, you can choose to just leave and never come back if you want to do that. I wouldn't do that in this current state. I would only do that if this whole entire creation went to shit. There's war everywhere. Everyone's dying. Like once I say that there's no hope, I'm out of this bitch. You feel me? And I'm gonna leave happily. And while there's no hope, I'm gonna still live inside this bitch being peaceful. You know what I'm saying? I was not always like that though, and I can still get mad at certain shit. Don't get it fucked up. It's just that now when I get angry, it's not from the stance of being a victim. It's more like I had to assert myself inside of this way, so that way niggas get my point, right? Like you can't let people play with you type shit. You know what I'm saying? I will assert myself if I need to, right? Best believe that. But like real life getting mad and shit like that, niggas don't be getting like that no more, bro. At all. I think the only person that could make me overly mad would probably be my girl if she did certain shit. Luckily my girl's fucking amazing, so that don't happen. You know, I have a very healthy relationship and stuff like that. But let's say that my girl started tweaking and shit like that, she probably would piss me off until I break up with her. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, I'd have to realize that, nigga, I'm sacrificing my peace to be with a person who's not meant for me. And at that point, nigga, I'm not going to keep on getting angry. I'm just going to be like, nigga, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, like I said, she's not like that. Also, I guess like really, if I have a close bond with you, you're like the only person that's gonna really make me mad, because since I have such a close bond with you, if you start being on some bullshit, that's gonna piss me the fuck off until I just cut you off. You know what I'm saying? Then once I cut you off, I'm good. I might still be hurt in some ways, but I'm good. But when it comes to like the evil shit on earth, that don't really piss me off no more. And best believe that, bro, nigga, I was like, bro, niggas might see me as like a happy guy now, bro. I was not always like this. When I learned about all this evil satanic shit, I wanted to find niggas, tie them up, and fucking torture them, bro. I'm talking about if I got one of my hands on these satanic people, bro, I would tie them up. I'm chopping off people's toes. I'm dipping their finger one by one inside of acid. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be carving stuff on their chest with with a weapon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to let this person get unalive, though. I'm keeping him alive and making this person suffer. I might even get two satanic people and make the first one, you know what grapes are? You ever eat a grape? Yeah, imagine the word grape, but without the G. I'm going to get the one satanic bull to eat grapes on the other satanic bull. If you know what I mean. I don't really mean grapes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because these satanic people like to eat candy. They like to candy. Imagine that candy's a kid eating is doing this, right? A lot of these people like to eat candy. So you want to eat candy? I'm gonna make somebody else. I'm gonna make somebody do that to you. I was like, bro, inside my mind, bro, it was getting deadly. I used to literally. There's a point in my life where I started wearing ski masks, right? And like in my mind, I just saw myself as a freaking warrior. And this is when I started getting into shadow hunting for real. I would leave my body and try to find different beings to fight. This was all like on my alone shadow hunter stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Over time, I stopped that. Then I picked it back up again when I got to the Starseed stuff. Nowadays, I don't really shadow hunt like that. I don't really have a need to per se. Yeah. And by the way, for the people that wonder, right? When it comes to like, people be like, what if you just help these malevolent beings understand that they are a source? Bro, that don't always matter. Like some beings might listen to you. You know what I'm saying? The lower level ones. The higher level ones that's into all this evil stuff, they're not trying to hear that, bro. Most of them already know. They already know that they are source, but they pervert it where it's like, yeah, I'm source. That means that I'm God and I could do whatever the freak I want to do. And if you start trying to preach that love and that oneness stuff, they're not gonna change just because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not moving them. for several different reasons. It depends on the kind of being. Sometimes people feel like they already strayed too far to be redeemed. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't be redeemed anyway, so why you telling me this? Get the out of here. Other ones think that I know that I'm source, and you're saying it from a stupid perspective. I'm God, so I can do whatever I want to. I don't want to hear that love and light stuff. Like that's how some of them get, bro. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? That preaching that love and light stuff to certain beings does not always matter. It can help some beings. Now, what it can do if you start showing these beings love, it can help in the sense that they remember that there's a person out there who is allowed their divinity and they are not judging the evil person, right? Like that's why nowadays, before I used to have a whole bunch of hate for these evil people. Now I really do love them. But what I mean is that I don't support what they do. You see, to love somebody means that I care for them and I literally want the best for them and I want to support their evolution. Now, their evolution would involve them not doing what they're doing. Since I actually care about them, I want the best for them. The best for them is not what they're doing. The best for them would literally be to stop doing what they're doing. So now I do have that perspective, right? Now I'm not trying to really tie niggas up and, you know what I'm saying, cut off toes and rip out people's toenails and rip out their fingernails and pull their hair out their head and make them eat their hair, then make them throw it back up and eat it again. Like I thought about a lot of, I thought about a lot of sadistic stuff, bro. You best believe that I've not always been a nice guy. I've definitely wanted to like I would probably take my ring off and make them swallow my ring. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm talking about I'm doing all kinds of stuff. That's how I was feeling before. Now I'm not gonna do all that. Now we're just gonna lock you up, put you in prison, do the basic stuff, right? I gotta put you in prison, you gotta serve your time, you have a life sentence now, you're gonna rot in jail. I'll just do that now. I don't gotta torture you no more, okay? I understand. I don't gotta do that no more. You feel me? Because now I actually give a fuck, right? I understand that this is just a person that has strayed so far from love that they don't even realize that they could always return back to who they truly are. And I want the best for them. I want them to remember who they really are and to stop doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all this because what really made me get that perspective was evolving spiritually, right? Like I was already evolving spiritually, right? I had left my body several times. I've had amazing meditation experiences, but I realized that I really had to prioritize the deeper truths of all things, right? I started hitting certain enlightened states. Now, I would not say that I'm enlightened, right? Because, like I said, certain stuff could still get to me, right? Like, although I don't get overly mad no more, certain shit will blow my shit. Like when certain bullshit happens, that will blow my shit. Then I get over it. I actually had something happen recently. When that joint happened, for like the first 5 minutes, I was pissed. After 5 minutes, I'm like, it's going to be a major comeback. You'll see what I mean probably next year, right? Probably in January, I'm going to share this. I don't want to get the title out, but just know that I had some BS happen like a week. Maybe I think it was like 2 weeks by now, maybe 3 weeks. Some BS happened, bro. And when that BS happened, at first, I'm kind of pissed. But even me getting pissed, I'm like, I know I shouldn't even be having this energy. And then I literally wrote down in my notes that it's going to be a major comeback. I was thankful for what happened. Like the BS that just happened, I'm actually grateful for it now. It showed me a lot. It taught me a lot. So I am getting closer and closer to those enlightenment states. But I would not say that I'm fully enlightened because certain shit, bro, like I said, even though certain stuff doesn't happen to me, I know that certain stuff still could get to me. Like if you're close to me and you start moving on some BS, that is gonna get to me. You feel me? It's not gonna just be like, oh, that's okay. Like no, I'm gonna get there at some point. And when I say I'm gonna get, it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm just no. It's more like a Tibetan warrior monk. I'll still, you know what I'm saying? I'll still whoop a nigga ass if I have to. I will defend myself, but I will not let niggas get me out of character. I will not let people have more control over my emotions than me. As of right now, people kind of can control my shit in the sense of if you're close to me and you get on some bullshit, it's gonna piss me off until I cut you off, and then I get over it. because I will get over it. That is one thing that is not going. I will get over anything. At this point, I think I can get over almost anything. There's probably some things I can't get over yet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be real. You feel me? The type of nigga I am, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I ain't gonna say I can get over everything, but I'm very confident that I could get over a lot of things. There are a lot of things which I can face and get over it, even if I'm pissed off at first. And that's because I really understand more about my divine nature and the divine nature of life. It's like when you start to get it more and more and more and more, you really do understand what these different Buddhist monks like becoming enlightened. That's a real thing. So much so where no matter what happens, nothing bothers you. You have full control over yourself. If you gotta fight, you'll fight, but not out of anger. You just gotta defend yourself. And because you're so calm, you actually fight more effectively. Because when you're super mad, right, like in boxing, right? If somebody punches you, right, you might get mad and then forget your form. You might start throwing wild punches. Now you get your behind whipped. When you're calm, though, you just take that on the chin. You get real tactical. You, you know what I'm saying? You start, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I'm making this video because the way to overcome that anger and that misery is to really just seek spiritual enlightenment, right? Meditation is one of the best things to do that with, because meditation was literally done for the purpose of attaining enlightenment. If you watch, oh, hold on, my green screen. Oop. If you watch my video about meditate, or my videos, I have two. One about what it actually is, and the other one's is about how to do it. I have a whole playlist on YouTube called Meditation, right? If you watch that video, you start to understand that the whole point of meditation was to literally connect you back to your soul and your spirit and to make you become enlightened. Once you become one with the divine again, you become enlightened. That was the whole entire purpose of meditation, to make you become enlightened. Now, there are various other things which you can do which will help you with your enlightenment, like yoga, right? Yoga, the practice of yoga was meant to yoke back to the divine and help you to get enlightened. Like Egyptian spirituality is actually a yogic system, right? Yes, they have deities because they use deity yoga. The deities were different aspects of themselves, which if they started to align with, they would embody certain principles within inside of themselves and reach higher levels of spiritual attainment. On my Patreon, I have a whole collection, aka a whole playlist, that's literally about Egyptian spirituality and how it's a yogic system, right? And yoga has different aspects. Some parts of yoga. Oh my! Why is my green screen not staying still, bro? That joint's starting to blow me. Like what, boy? What you talking about? Oh my gosh! Why is it do? You know what, bro? Y'all just got to deal with that. Y'all got to deal with that black joint in the corner of my screen. My whole entire point is the fact that with yoga, they focus on various aspects. Some aspects help to yoke your mind and your thoughts back to the divine. Other aspects help you with your emotions, making your emotions become divine again, right? Other parts deal with pure meditation, how to align your focus and your consciousness and your awareness back to the divine. Other aspects deal with your actions, how to align your actions and your habits back with the divine. Other ones deal with your life force energy, how to literally align your life force energy back with the divine. If you were to yoke all these aspects back to the divine, you will become enlightened, right? When it comes to like your thoughts and stuff like that, you study different spiritual teachings. You learn about different spiritual philosophy, because when you do that, you train your mind to think in a way that is in alignment with the divine. With your emotions, it was done through devotion. That's why so many people would devote themselves to certain deities. They're not worshiping separate beings. They are literally aligning their emotions with that cosmic principle. So that way, on an emotional level, they feel that they have feelings which are divine. They have feelings which align with the divine, right? When it came to your actions, that's when you start getting like the different selfless service, where people start trying to feed homeless people do good things for society and stuff like that. That's why they do that. It purifies your actions, right? Working with the chakras and working with your energy, that unifies your emotions back to the divine. Meditation, it literally brings your focus back to the divine. You see? So yoga was literally done so that way you can attain enlightenment. And when you attain enlightenment, stuff doesn't bother you no more. You know what I'm saying? You're good. You always feel divine. You always think divine. You always act divine. Your energy is divine. And you're always aware of the divine. You can really get to that point. You feel me? So Yeah, I've been there where I was pissed at everything. I felt miserable, bro. I hated life. Even when I became spiritual, I started getting mad. I'm like, bro, all this BS here, I just want to leave this shit. Now I don't feel that way. Now I actually love my life. Even with all the bullshit, bro, I love it. Even when certain BS happens, I'm cool with that shit. Like I said, some BS just happened. I was kind of happy at the end of the day. Really, fuck that thing. After like 3 to 5 minutes, I was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was still like that really happened, but I'm like, I get why it happened. Time to come back is about to be lit. You feel me? So you can really get to that point where things stop bothering you. You can get to that point where even with all the bullshit, it don't matter no more because you get the higher truth. You feel me? So I'm ending this video right here. I love you all. Catch you in my next video. Peace. The freak out. You smell me. Hey!